Can I tell that my drinking water is safe? This is a question people ask sometimes when you're meeting with the public, and we're going to explore this a little bit today on Evansville Water Talk. We're coming to you from our Sunrise pump station. Behind us, you can see our. This is actually a wastewater quality lab, but with us is our guest, Ashley Pike. She is our new deputy director for compliance here at the utility. Welcome.
Thanks, Vic. Thanks for having me.
It's wonderful to have you here. Uh, to be on the show so soon after you started, it's got to be really exciting for you.
Mhm.
Let's talk a little bit about what we mean by compliance. So, what does it mean to you? The whole question about compliance in our utility business, and I guess we'll focus on water today.
Okay. So to me, compliance means following the law and or exceeding the law. And in the utility business, we have many laws that we follow, and we want to exceed that. We want to protect this public. We want to protect the drinking water system. And so from that, we have to be in compliance.
And what this means is we have to make sure the water is treated appropriately at the plant, and then that it's monitored in the distribution system all the way to the customer's taps, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And that is happening daily. That is happening sometimes multiple times a day and or continuously. And the purpose from that is, we have laws and regulations that we must follow from the federal government, the state government, local government, and we have to be in compliance with that to ensure the safety of the drinking water. So when you turn your tap on, 100% that water is safe for you to drink.
What do we test for when we're at the plant? If I went to the water plant today,
Mhm.
how often would they be testing it, and what would they be testing?
They test many things at the plant. They're testing things continuously and or daily and or monthly. They're testing for things like bacterias, E. coli, lead, fluoride, chlorine, um, for disinfection byproducts, metals. There's many things that we're required to test for, and every bit of that is to just so that we ensure the safety of the water.
So if I'm a customer and I want to see the results of that, do I have to do a public records request or come visit the plant, or what do I have to do?
Nope. All you have to do is log on to our website, and there's a water quality report. It is produced annually. It's a requirement. It's a compliance requirement from the federal government. And that report lists all of the different analytes that we test for, and it will give you the results from the previous year and or the previous years before that, whenever the test was last done. It has language in there to explain different things within the report. And sometimes it could get a little tricky to maneuver that. And so if you have any questions whatsoever, give us a call and we will walk you right through how to understand what's going on with that report and how that impacts your specific drinking water.
Great. And one of the good things about that report and the way the federal government regulates this is that the language in that report and the contents of that report are the same for all utilities. It may be formatted differently, but
Right.
the information is the same. So if you want to compare it to the water that your friend in Chicago drinks, or your nephew in Los Angeles, you can do that by getting the water quality reports from those other communities,
Yep.
which is great.
That's absolutely correct.
Um, what about contaminants like lead? What about if I'm worried that I may have lead in my home? We've talked before a lot of times on our podcast about the lead doesn't come from the plant, but it may come from the pipes in your home or near your home.
Yes.
What if I'm concerned about that?
So, if you are concerned about that, one of the things that we are required to do and was in 2024, we had to put together a service line inventory, which is publicly available. So you can go on there, you can put in your address, and you can see what we have identified as what your pipe might be, the type of your pipe. Additionally, if you're very concerned, you can get a Brita style filter that will filter out lead. You have to make sure you get the one for lead though, because not all of them are for lead. If you go on Amazon, you can find some that will filter out lead out of your water. But you can also consult your drinking water, that water quality report we just discussed, and it will show you that we are pretty low non-detect for lead in our drinking water. So depending on if it's leaching from your pipes, though, our source water we are at a non-detect.
And we'll test it for you too. If you
Yes.
if you have lead pipes in your home and you're
Mhm.
concerned about lead, especially if you have small children,
Yeah.
please reach out to customer service
Mhm.
and we can schedule a test.
Yes.
Um, I guess I'll bring up PFAS, which is per and polyfluoroalkyl substances.
Mhm.
It's a collection of different contaminants that are in water that have newly are regulated now and has a very low concentration limit.
Mhm.
Talk to me about how those things, how that, where does that stuff come from? Why are we worried about it? And what is the utility doing?
Mhm. So PFAS comes from basically the industrialized world around us. So nonstick pots, waterproofing material on your raincoats. That water beads up on your raincoat. That's because there's like a PFAS type spray or whatnot coating on your raincoat. Um, Even like on your Stainmaster carpet that has some PFAS in it. It's in the world around us. It's not from the actual source of the water. Unfortunately, it gets into the water, and then we have to treat to remove that. Um, but it's around us in nature. Um, there are regulations that are requiring us to treat for that, and that is to just make the water source safer for consumption. Um, but you know, it's just there.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
And it comes in here in Evansville. We're next to a major river. It's coming down the river from upstream as well.
Yes.
So it's a lot of it's coming from upstream sources, whether they're industrial or wastewater
Mhm.
or other facilities. Now, in the case of Evansville Water and Sewer Utility, you may have heard us talk about groundwater. Uh, One of the reasons that we started looking at a potential groundwater source here is that when we tested the groundwater here, we didn't find PFAS in it.
Mhm.
There is PFAS in the river water. So um, our strategy right now isn't necessarily to treat, but
Mhm.
uh, to reduce it by simply mixing in water that doesn't have PFAS.
Mhm.
And that'll help us stay in compliance.
Yes.
But chances are the regulations will get tighter in the future. And if
Mhm.
that happens,
Yeah.
we may have to do more. So
Mhm.
uh, the utility is going to be constantly attentive to this, and as the rules change in the future.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's a tough situation for us all.
It definitely is.
It's an expensive contaminant to deal with.
Yeah.
Um, well, wrapping up, thank you so much for joining
Yeah.
us to
Thanks for
talk a
having
little
me.
bit about our compliance programs. And thank you for watching Evansville Water Talk. And we'll look forward to seeing you on a future episode.